Deep in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, nestled in the thick woods that separate sleepy towns from one another, lay the old railway tracks. Most considered them abandoned, just relics of the bustling coal industry of the past. By day, the tracks were silent, but something stirred when the clock struck midnight. Samantha was a recent transplant to the village of Black Hollow. She had moved to the remote town seeking solitude, an escape from the frenetic pace of city life. An aspiring writer, she was drawn to the tales the locals exchanged over fireside beers. One story recurred with unsettling frequency: the legend of the midnight train. According to townsfolk, each night as the clock has just heralded midnight, an ethereal train would whistle through the valley, a ghostly locomotive echoing with the mournful cries of lost souls. Yet, no tracks bore the mark of its passage, nor had any eyewitness claimed to have seen it. That's why it piqued Samantha's insatiable curiosity. One crisp, shimmering autumn night, Samantha packed a thermos of coffee, bundled herself in a thick woolen scarf, and made her way to the tracks. The moon hung low and swollen, casting its ghostly light over the forest. The air was cool and hushed, only the sound of leaves rustling and her own footsteps punctuated the stillness. As midnight approached, Samantha settled into an old, splintered bench beside the tracks. She strained her ears, listening past the whistle of the wind. For a long moment, there was nothing but the oppressive, suffocating silence. Then came the sound. It started softly, a distant hum, scarcely more than a murmur on the edge of hearing. Slowly it grew, deeper, fuller. The air vibrated with an unearthly energy. Heart thudding, Samantha rose, eyes fixed down the tracks. Glowing faintly, something, or perhaps nothing, appeared just beyond where her eyes could truly focus. A light emerged from the darkness, silver blue like starlight, and behind it, the faint outline of a train, its form wavering as though it were painted in mist. Samantha staggered back, clutching her scarf as the chill seeped through her skin. The ghostly locomotive glided towards her, yet its wheels rolled without touching the tracks. Windows lined its metal sides. Through each flickered shadows and faces, some serene, some twisted in silent screams. As it passed, she noticed tendrils of fog that curled from each coach, whispering her name like a lover's caress, daring her to step aboard. Her heart raced, yet her feet stood rooted to the ground, her mind a battleground of fear and fascination. In the bleary haze of the moment, Samantha thought she glimpsed herself among the passengers, her eyes empty, face pale as alabaster. The train whooshed by, leaving behind a vacuum. Samantha exhaled a breath she'd unconsciously held, the echoes of the spectral whistle fading into the night as the world returned to its familiar order. Every night thereafter, Samantha returned, hoping to see the train again, perhaps to learn its secrets. But, like the elusive muse she always chased, the midnight train never returned for her. And the woods grew weary of her presence, the whispers more frequent, shadows elongating, shaping darker truths. In time, the stories evolved once more in Black Hollow. They spoke of a woman seen pacing the vents, whispering to the wind, her eyes wide with the awe of those caught by specters unseen by others. And sometimes, those who dared the midnight forest claimed they still heard her voice, mingling with the restless cries of the midnight train.